Hello! Welcome back to our second week of science. It is Thursday, and I am so excited. We are going to learn about how to grow plants all year round using something called a greenhouse today. And before we get into that, I want to give shout outs to all of our friends who are joining us for science. And I also want to give you guys a chance to run and go grab those last supplies if you didn't grab them yet. So for today, there is a printout that came in your email through Patreon that you can print out to get us ready and sort of drawing and designing. We are using popsicle sticks today, Ziploc bags. If you don't have Ziploc bags, you can use plastic wrap, cardboard. For younger hands, like preschoolers, kindergartners, you could allow them to use whatever they want to build with, or you can let them try to stick to the cardboard popsicle stick and Ziploc bag type of thing as the extra challenge. Today, we will be gluing ours together, but if you don't have a glue gun, you can use sort of tape, masking tape, duct tape, Scotch tape, and maybe not as great, but that. And then you'll also need whatever pot you're going to plant your plants in. So this is actually Georgia's pea sprouts. So we're going to build our greenhouses so they could hold at least one plant. So you're going to want to kind of have something you can estimate the size of your greenhouse needs. And then you'll also need scissors if you want to cut stuff, pencils to draw, and all of that jazz. And before I give my shout outs, I just want to tell you, don't forget to head on over to Patreon if you haven't already and join our family. You get lots of downloads. You get emails about all of the links and all of the things that we're going to do. You'll know about all of the supplies beforehand. You'll have our whole week roster. So next week, we're actually doing the human body. If you join us now, you'll get all of the information on what you need for that. And don't forget to like us on YouTube or on Facebook, hit subscribe, make sure you get our notifications so you know when we're going live, because every now and then we might go live at a different time. Like we'll always be here at 11:30, but I might say, ooh, I have a little time to teach some cool lesson about whatever. And if you're a subscriber, you'll know that that's happening. All right, let's see who's with us today. I know Elliot was here yesterday, but he commented on Patreon instead of on YouTube. So I just want to say, if you're there, Elliot, I want to give you a shout out and say hello.
All right, we have May. She says, hi.
Hello, May. I bet Isabella will be very excited to say hello if you join us in Zoom today.
All right, so we have a new person from New Jersey.
Ooh.
But
her
name is going to be hard to pronounce.
Okay.
So I have the pronunciation of Venetia.
Venetia. Did we do it right? Or maybe you can get us some phonetic spelling.
They did.
Oh, we did it.
Wait, no.
No.
They gave us the phonetic spelling. Who knows if we got it right?
Oh, okay. Okay. Hopefully we got it right. Hello, Venetia, and welcome. I'm very excited that you're joining us today.
And we have Amelia and Chloe and Calvin, our crew.
Yay! The crew is here. Hello, Amelia, Chloe, and Calvin. It's good to see you guys today.
And then we have Taylor, Jacob, and Megan.
Hello, Taylor, Jacob, and Megan.
Virginia.
I love that we are coast to coast. It makes me so happy.
We have Manas and Kavi. They both say hi.
Hello, Manas and Kavi. It's great to see you guys today.
And Anna and Clara are back.
Hello, Anna and Clara. I can't wait to see what you guys are going to build today. It's going to be fun.
And Raiden's here.
Raiden, I miss you on Mondays. I usually see Raiden every Monday, and it makes me sad. Raiden gives the best hugs.
Abel is here.
Hello, Abel. It was awesome seeing you yesterday picking up your supplies.
George and Henry say hi.
Yay! George and Henry are back! Yes!
Leah's here.
Hello. Leah or Leah?
Leah.
Leah's here.
We have Jackson is here.
Hello, Jackson. How are you?
And, so we almost got the pronunciation. So it's Venetia.
Did we do it right this time?
Venetia.
Maybe.
Kai
or what I need is you guys to send me a sound clip.
Yeah, that works.
To my email. Venetia. Who else? Kaya?
Kaya's here.
Yay, Kaya!
She
I'm
has
so
the
excited.
Coolest pictures
Yes.
and demonstration for the purple cabbages.
Kaya she sent us a picture of like so many cups and they were like all different colors. It was amazing to see how much everybody did, especially in Zoom. That was so fun yesterday. All of the different projects and people doing it on screen. It was amazing.
And stuff blowing up. There was a couple blow ups.
There was a few blow ups, but that's okay. That's science. I'm not too worried about it.
And then we have Elliot. There's Elliot.
Hello, there is Elliot. Yes. We got Elliot twice. One for yesterday and one for today.
And Connor says, hi.
Hello. Hi, Connor.
And then we'll just do more call outs when people come in later.
All right. Sounds good. So today we are going to make greenhouses to help grow our plants. Now, the beautiful thing about greenhouses is that they are like a blanket for our plants. So they allow us to plant earlier and it doesn't kill our plants. So what greenhouses do is it's usually a structure, and you probably know you've seen them before. They're usually clear. We often make them out of glass or like a clear plastic. And what happens is the sunlight comes in and it warms up our greenhouse. And as it warms up, some of the heat can't get back out. So we trap some heat in our greenhouse. Not all of it, but we trap some of it. And that's really handy because maybe we want to start our tomatoes in January so that we have like the best bumper crop of tomatoes and we are just like swimming in tiny, delicious cherry tomatoes. And we could plant them in January and we could start new ones in February and March so that we have like 10 months of delicious, teeny tiny cherry tomatoes. The problem is if I plant that outside in January and then it snows, tomato plants don't like snow, like do not like snow. A lot of plants don't like snow, which is why in the winter we see things die, and not really die, we see them hibernate. So like we see things fall off the trees. We see the leaves fall off the trees unless you live in good old Washington, the evergreen state, and it's green year round. But for the most part, plants lose their leaves in the winter. Flowers wilt before the winter, and if they're bulbs, they go underground and they can sort of hibernate and keep some of their warmth. So if we want to have a longer growing season, we need to somehow keep things nice and cozy. One way would be to like bring it inside with us because we like to be nice and cozy, and so do our plants. But if you're like us and you live in a little house, you probably don't want to take up your entire living room with tomato plants. Like you want your living room to build Legos in or watch TV in or do somersaults in, not to grow plants in. So what we've done as a human race is we've discovered we can make little houses for plants that will keep them cozy and warm. And greenhouses have some extra benefits too. Like they protect us from insects, right? So like all the little annoying aphids probably aren't gonna get into your greenhouse and eat up all of your tomatoes. Or more importantly, the deer will not eat your tomatoes. That's really important because deer eat our tomatoes and it's like so frustrating because they are my favorite. Those little tomatoes that are sweet. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. So insects or pests like deer can't get into your greenhouse, and so you get nicer plants. And then I might be able to start my tomatoes in January and they grow in that nice warm greenhouse. And then I can take them out and plant them in a better time, like maybe March. And that gives me 2 extra months of growing because I'm not planting it in March. And also, if I plant my seeds straight into my garden, there are some little birdies that are around that say, tomato seeds. Those are also my favorite. So it keeps birds out. So these greenhouses are really, really helpful. And like I said, it's sort of this clear thing that we're going to put over, and it's like a blanket because the sunlight comes in and some of the heat from the sun gets trapped and some of the heat goes away. Now, you might have heard about Earth and greenhouse gases on Earth because Earth has an atmosphere, thank goodness, because if Earth did not have an atmosphere, we wouldn't be here. So our atmosphere is great. It holds the oxygen in, which if you're breathing right now, and I sure hope you are, if you're breathing right now, we're thankful that the atmosphere is holding our oxygen in instead of letting it go out into space. But our atmosphere is pretty clear, just like a greenhouse. And what happens is the sun will come and it shines on our Earth, and Earth absorbs that heat. And it's like, oh, so cozy. And then Earth tries to let off the heat. And instead of it letting off too much heat, in fact, that atmosphere creates a greenhouse effect. It keeps some of the heat in, which is great because if we didn't have that, Earth would be really hot in the day and really cold at night. Now, in the summer, you might be like, Dr. Erica, it's already hot in the day and it's already cold at night. But I'm talking like really hot in the day, because that greenhouse bubble, it actually protects us from sun's most energetic rays. So it actually, some of the rays try to get in and it can't, so it bounces off. All right, so it makes it so it's not so hot. And then at nighttime, it wouldn't be like cold, I need a blanket. It would be like cold, everything on Earth is frozen, like on the backside of Earth. And then it starts to dawn and we have to like all thaw out. And then we like get nice and cozy and we're hot. And oh my God, we're so hot. Oh, so hot. And then like it starts to sunset and we're like, ooh, it's getting a little chilly, but ooh, you have that like hour for dinner when the temperature is perfect. And then it starts getting colder and you're like, okay, I must get in bed before I freeze. And you'd have to wait the whole night before we got back. So the greenhouse effect on Earth is actually really handy. We really like it because it helps Earth keep the same relative temperature. In fact, if you look at Mars, Mars has an atmosphere, but not very much. And it's really cold or pretty hot on Mars. And there's not really life. Like, we're searching for it, but we haven't found it. And it's certainly nothing like us. And so that's a good thing, right? We want that atmosphere to keep us warm. But we're also helping that blanket, that clear atmosphere, keep in more and more heat with our cars. As we burn things, we let out carbon dioxide. So as we do that, we make it so the blanket's better. And that could maybe be bad, because what that does is that keeps more and more in. And if we need to release some of this extra heat, we might start getting warmer and warmer and warmer. And in fact, if we look at another planetary cousin, if we look at Venus, Venus had what we call a runaway greenhouse effect, where it got too much of the atmosphere and it got too hot. And so everything kept coming in and no heat got to leave. So it was just like throwing heat into the planet, nothing leaving, just more heat every day, more heat, more heat, more heat. And it's like molten lava. I mean, we tried to land a probe on there and I think it lasted like 8 minutes. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I'm pretty sure it landed for like 8 minutes and then it just like melted into lava. So we don't want too much atmosphere because we'll get too hot, but we don't want too little atmosphere because we'll get too cold. Just like a plant in a greenhouse, it doesn't want too much greenhouse. We don't want to like heat it up to 100 degrees and then like not let this plant breathe because it's going to lose its water. We also don't want it to be too cold because we don't want it to be frozen. So that is the greenhouse effect. That's how it's going to keep that heat in. The light's going to come in and it's going to hold some of the heat in and it's going to let some of the heat out. But it's going to hold some in, so it kind of modulates that temperature. Instead of being hot, cold, we get sort of like a warm, cool effect in our greenhouse. So what we are going to do to build our greenhouse is a little engineering challenge today. The first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make a plan. So engineers, we always love to make a plan. And that's really helpful. For like example, in Zoom, you could show me your plan. You could hold it up and I could look at it. I could say, this is an awesome plan, Kaya. I love it. But I'm noticing that maybe you have engineered it so that your plant is stuck to your greenhouse. And so I'm curious about how, when we want to plant it in the garden, how we'll get the greenhouse off of it. So I might be able to see some things like that. Or I might be able to say, Kaya, awesome job. This looks fantastic. I can't wait to see it in action. I think you're good to go. So it helps engineers see problems that might happen so we can plan for those in the future. So you're going to want to have this little guy. And if you don't, just take a piece of paper and you can draw your plan out. And then the supplies you have. And if you're sort of first grade and above, you should really try to stick to the supplies. It'll be a challenge, but that's what engineering challenges are for. They challenge our brains to make them grow. So we have things like Ziplock bags, which could be your windows. But like right now, this is not going to work very well. So clearly I need to engineer something better. And in fact, this is sort of a little greenhouse we have from Tuesday when we made these awesome ideas where we could filter the light. And the reason why we wanted to control with the Ziplock bag is because we do get a greenhouse effect with these. But this was not going to work very well either because I can't I don't know. It's like I could do better. This isn't going to fit on top of this one. That's not very useful. So I want to make something that will allow my plant to grow. And I'm going to use popsicle sticks so I can make a structure with popsicle sticks. And I'm going to use cardboard if I want to. So you could make it all out of cardboard. You can make it all out of popsicle sticks. You can make a mix of these things. Cardboard, parents, if they need help cutting, I always make kids draw what they want. So they need to like draw the size they want. They need to draw the shape they want, and then I'll cut on those lines. So that helps them sort of realize like they can't just say, I want a rectangle that fits here and make you do all of the measuring work. You guys get to do the measuring work. That's the fun part. So ideally you'll have some sort of greenhouse that can like go over your plant and let it grow and be cozy. This right here would be a terrible greenhouse. It meets our size requirements better than this one, but it's not going to keep anything cozy. It's not going to let very much light in. Yeah, I think we can do better than this. So I want you guys to brainstorm some ideas on how we can make it, and then we'll head on over into Zoom and we can all build together. I know my girls are really excited to start building. Do we have any questions? We'll wait for questions while we wait for a couple minutes for you guys to put questions in. This is what we're making tomorrow. We are making some paper airplanes with LEDs. It's going to be awesome. I'm super excited. This is one of the projects I worked a lot on a couple of years ago. And they also fly, which is really cool. So they do a good job flying, even though they have the battery weight, which is really fun. So this will be tomorrow on our paper circuits. If you haven't been able to get the copper tape, the LEDs, and the CR2032 batteries, they are on Amazon. And I know Amazon isn't shipping quickly, but I just ordered new popsicle sticks, and they came within 2 days. I mean, they came really quickly. I'm not sure why some things are taking a month to ship and some things are not, but you might be able to get them pretty quickly. Not for tomorrow, but you might be able to have them on hand for next week if you grab them.
Can we use empty cans instead of yogurt cups?
Yes, you can use whatever you would like to plant your plant in. So we really just want you to have an idea on the size of your pot to make sure that you build something like this greenhouse for this pea plant of George's is probably going to want to be about this big. So we just want to make sure we have something that's the right size. But yeah, anything that you want to plant it in will work. If you have a cool handmade pot, I would use that because that's just cool. Any other questions?
The Zoom room is open.
The Zoom room is open, Evan says. He is a great IT person. If you don't think he's an awesome IT person, I don't know who is. He is managing it all right now. It's great.
So Carrie said that all non-essential items are delayed until after April 25th on Amazon.
I know, that's what they're saying. But then I got my popsicle sticks, and this does not feel essential. And I got it in 3 days. And this happened this week. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. You could try. The other places you could try are actually on eBay. And in fact, what I'll do is I will put some links together on eBay for you guys because eBay is still shipping pretty good too. So I will get that for all the people on Patreon. You can look out for an email. I'll get some eBay links for you guys.
Is it time?
It is almost time. Georgia is raring to go and build. She really wants to come build.
Apple seeds. Can we use apple seeds?
You can use apple seeds. Here's a trick. So I was eating an apple 5 years ago, and the apple seed was germinated, so we planted it. And we actually have an apple tree in our backyard so that it will grow. Don't expect apples from it because if you buy a Honeycrisp apple and you plant a Honeycrisp apple seed, apples don't pass their genetic information down, so they don't pass their DNA down. So you don't actually know what you're going to get when you plant that apple seed. It won't be Honeycrisp. It'll be some new variety. But you can plant it, and then I think you also need 2 apple trees to make apples, just to manage expectations on that. But you can totally do apple seeds. I think that's a great idea.
Other places that you might get copper tape from are Walmart or Alibaba.
Walmart
or AliExpress
does have LEDs, copper tape, and batteries. You'd have to check with your location. I would obviously preferably ship. We're in a state that's totally shut down right now. So I am also scrambling to completely revamp everything with things that I'm pretty sure everybody will have at home, with the exception of our Paper Circuit Fridays. I'm trying really hard. So next week when we do the human body, we will not be doing crazy stuff that uses other things that are hard to source and hard to find. I am changing it all. I'm remaking a lot of PDFs for you guys so that we can ensure you have supplies. Like I think next week you might need like a dead sock to be our lower intestine. But that's, I think, pretty much it. And there are a couple grocery things that you can get if you want to do some projects like pineapple, but you don't have to do because I'll do them here and you guys can watch them go over time. Yeah, I know you're here. Why don't you draw what you plan? Go grab a pencil, draw your plan.
It's time to come over to
Georgia
Zoom.
draw her plan. And then, oh, there's no light on there.